We're good on YouTube. Let's get this. The top reason why here's the biggest reason. The biggest reason why hear me out. The biggest reason why most people who are trying to get pregnant are not pregnant is, what do you think are the biggest reasons that people who are trying to get pregnant are not pregnant? Drop it in the chat. Let's get to 1,000 likes real quick. Let's get to 1,000 likes. One of the biggest reasons why people who are trying to get pregnant are not pregnant, the very biggest reason is because they are having sex at the wrong time. The very biggest reason that most people who are trying to get pregnant are not pregnant is because they're having sex at the wrong time. I see this so often with people, and the way I know you're having sex at the wrong time is because you don't even know when you ovulate. You don't know when or if you truly ovulate. So, if you've been struggling to get pregnant, the first thing you need to address is making sure that you know that you ovulate and you know when you ovulate and you confirm that you ovulated. Okay? So, the biggest reason that people are not getting pregnant is because they have sex at the wrong time. How do we break this down? We have to know when we ovulate. We have to confirm that we ovulated. You got to know you're about to ovulate, actually ovulate, and then confirm that you ovulated. So it's one thing to start feeling the feelings, some of the feelings that you might feel when you are getting ready to ovulate. You might start feeling a little bit more slippery when you wipe. When you wipe down there, it's a little bit more slippery. That's how you know, okay, ovulation is coming, because our bodies were created to like put a little bit more moisture down there while we are in our fertile window. Okay, so if you want to know the other things that you can be checking for to know you're getting ready to ovulate, I need y'all to double tap the screen. Let's get to 1,000 likes real quick. 1,000 likes real quick. We got 0 likes right now. It's 5 people in here. We should at least have 5 likes. Let's get to 1,000 likes, y'all. Let's double tap the screen real quick. Double tap the screen. We're talking about how to know you're getting ready to ovulate, how to know that you're getting ready to ovulate. And one of the ways you know that you're getting ready to ovulate is because it starts getting a little more slippery when you wipe. When you go to the bathroom, especially first thing in the morning, it's like, oh, it's a little slippery down there. As long as you don't got nothing else going on that's causing you to have more cervical discharge, then when it feels a little slippery when you wipe, thank you for the likes on YouTube. When it gets a little more slippery, that's how you know I'm getting ready to ovulate. Because the reason why a lot of people are not getting pregnant is because they don't know signs that they're getting ready to ovulate. They don't know how to know that they actually ovulated, and then confirming. Like, they know the signs they're getting ready to by using LH, but you got to start before the LH rise. So you're missing You're missing windows. So let's hurry up. Let's get Alexandria, Kira, thank you. Renetta, thank you for the likes. Keep going. Let's get to 1,000 real quick. Let's see. I need some background noise. It's so quiet down here. So quiet. With the kiddos upstairs taking a bath. It's like nothing that I even really want to watch. I'm just over TV at this point. Like, all right. Thank y'all. We're almost at 1,000 likes. Keep tapping the screen so we can keep going, so we can keep getting more information. Okay, I'm just going to put a movie on. So when you're trying to get pregnant, the first thing you got to know is how to tell I'm about to start ovulating. I know how to know I'm in my fertile window, then actually anticipating ovulation and then confirming ovulation. So to know, let's see, I just got a follow from somebody. I missed it. Bex, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay, we made it to 1,000 likes. Good job, ladies. Good job. Thank you. Thank you for the taps. So now I'm fired up. Got 1,000 likes. So when there's so many people who are not pregnant for the simple fact that they're having intercourse at the wrong time. If you're trying to get pregnant, especially if your partner is potentially dealing with less than optimal sperm. If they're potentially dealing with less than optimal sperm, in addition to you may have some things going on in your system as well, you cannot afford to miss the timing on ovulation. It's not just about LH strips. You have got to begin identifying these bioidentical signs in your body. Your body starts telling you when you're getting ready to ovulate by it being slippery when you wipe, especially in the morning. That first wipe is a little ooh. So not only is it getting a little bit more slippery down there, the other way that you can tell is because, type it in the chat if this applies to you, when it's getting ready, time for you to ovulate, when it's time for you to ovulate, you start feeling a little extra feisty. You start feeling a little extra feisty, like you want it a little bit more than you do other times of the month. Some of us, we want it a whole lot more than we normally do other times of the month. Now, this is why, the reason why those people who get pregnant with their eyes closed without trying, when people like, we only did it once, how did I get pregnant the one time I did it? The people who don't want to get pregnant and they're crying like, oh my gosh, how did I get pregnant? We only did it once. And so that puts in people's mind that, oh my gosh, it only takes one time. But listen, God made your body in such a way that you desire intimacy a whole lot more during ovulation than you do any other time of the month. So trust and believe. You cannot get pregnant any old day of the month. There are only 5 days in the month that you can get pregnant. There's only 5 days in the month that you can get pregnant. So if you got pregnant on the one time that you did it, it's because you were in your fertile window. And it's because your body is designed to desire intimacy more during that fertile window. So yes, you was checking for dude in high school, and yes, all these other times you were able to say, man, bump that dude, I ain't worrying about him. But this time, when he came through, this time it wasn't as hard for him to break down those walls to get in, for you to be open to intimacy, because you're in your fertile window. Now, when you're in high school, you don't know about a fertile window. Nobody's thinking about their fertile window when they're in high school. First of all, we're not even taught that. So even if, unless your parents put you on game early, if you learn, how to take your basal body temperature, how to learn your cycle, so you wouldn't know that. They just tell you don't have sex so you don't get pregnant. That's what we are taught when we are young. So you have no idea that if truly, when you was a teenager, you didn't need to take them pills to not get pregnant. If someone would have just taught you there's only 5 days a month. But again, as a teenager, even if you knew the 5 days a month, you probably didn't have enough discipline to actually not do it in those 5 days. You probably would have been, maybe it won't happen to me. But if somebody can't listen, if somebody told me to my face when I was a teenager, listen, I know you're going to be out there popping that thing. I know you're going to be out there backing that thing up. I know you're going to be pop, lock, dropping it, picking it up, throwing it down. I know you're going to be doing all that, sis. If somebody would have came up to me in high school or college and said, hey, I know you're going to be out there, but what I need you to do is don't do it on these 5 days. And this is how you can tell when these 5 days are. If somebody would have came and listen, if somebody in the church would hold a session with these teenagers, instead of telling them, the Lord said, stop busting it open. The Lord said, save yourself for marriage. Because saving yourself for marriage seems so what? That seems so far stretched and so far away, right? But if you could tell them, listen, yes, you should save yourself for marriage, but let me save you some heartache and some pain and not getting on a pill. Do you know there's only a few days that you have to avoid? These are the hardest days to avoid. But there's only a few days. So on the opposite side of that, if we knew these things as children, when we find ourselves full up adult grown folks struggling to get pregnant, we would have understood the concept of our fertile window for 20 plus years. But because nobody teaches this to young children, to middle schoolers, imagine you have being equipped with understanding your cycle in middle school instead of just, oh my God, somebody give me a pad, because my period came on. Imagine being fully equipped with all this knowledge. But since we're not, we're here now. We're 35 and up. We're in our 40s and we're just figuring it out, but that's okay. So understand, as a woman trying to conceive, as a woman trying to get pregnant, you only got 5 days. And 5 days is gracious. 5 days is really for the person who has no issues going on and who their partner's sperm is optimal. If you don't have optimal sperm, and if you don't have, if you have no type of diagnosis, like you never had fibroids, you never had endo, you never had PCOS, you never had blocked tubes, the 5 days is really for the person who has no issues going on. If your man has any issue and you have any issue, you really got to narrow it down to even closer than that. So the problem is that we only look for the LH rise, and we don't know, you know what? Because we have a few other obstacles that we have to climb and get over in our trying to conceive journey, it is important for us to pretty much every other day in that fertile window, every other day. You should be doing it every other day until ovulation has been confirmed. And you need to learn to see that your ovulation has been confirmed through a rise in your progesterone. If your progesterone has not risen and you only have a positive LH strip, there is a high likelihood that you don't really know if you ovulated. And sometimes you can have multiple LH rises. So you may have thought if you have hormonal imbalance, there's a chance you have multiple LH rises. So here you are saying, oh, I see my LH rise on my strip. I'm going to start doing it the next 2 days. Boom, I did my duty for this cycle. When in reality, until you have confirmed progesterone rising, which progesterone is the heat inducing hormone that takes your basal body temperature up, that is how you know for sure that you ovulated. So, if you have not been confirming a rise in progesterone, then you're missing a piece to the puzzle. How do you confirm a rise in your progesterone? So let's go back. The first thing we have to know, there's only 5 days a month that you can get pregnant. That's if you have optimal sperm and optimal reproductive organs and never had any type of fibroids, endo, PCOS, block tubes. If you had had any of those things, there's a likelihood that your window might be a little smaller. You might have to do a little extra work. You might have to use some fertility safe lubricant. You might have to make sure you're using a vaginal probiotic or prebiotic, because if your vaginal canal is too acidic, it could literally be offing the sperm before it even gets to the right place. You could be doing it at the right time. You could be confirming that you ovulated, but if your vaginal pH is off, did you know you could be offing the sperm before it gets to the right spot? Did you know? Do you know your vaginal pH? Do you know your vaginal pH to make sure that your vaginal pH is not offing the sperm before it gets to the right place? Hello, my name is Michelle Tillman, also known as Miss Fertility Freak, and I help couples who are struggling to get pregnant to unblock their fertility so they can start the family of their dreams. Tonight, we are talking about ovulation. Knowing there's only 5 days a month that you can get pregnant. And those 5 days typically are for the people who have very little issues. So if you happen to have any type of reproductive issues, whether on the male side or the female side, your window might be even shorter because you got to get really close to your actual ovulation day. We have already debunked the myth that following an LH strip indicator to think that you ovulated is not enough. Not only do you need to see your LH rise, but you need to see your progesterone rise. How do we see our progesterone rise? We measure our progesterone rise through taking our basal body temperature. How much should your basal body temperature go up? It should go up about 0.30 or more. Kira, thank you for the likes. Y'all keep double tapping the screen. Let's get to 2,000. Let's get to 3,000 actually. Real quick, let's get to 3,000. Thank you for tapping the screen. YouTube, thank you for giving this video a thumbs up. In order to confirm that you are actually ovulating, you have to see Bex. Thank you so much for the rose. May the Lord continue to bless your womb and open it, and that all the babies that you wish to have will come to you. It is so, and it can be no other way in Jesus' name. In order to see your progesterone rise, you got to be taking your basal body temperature and or using products that measure your progesterone either in your blood or in your urine. So there are tests that you can take that show that your progesterone has risen. So in the stores now, like back in the day, all you could get was some ovulation strips with the LH rise from the store. But now there's other companies. I have them. I'm not going to call their names out because they didn't pay me to do this live. But if you go to the link in my bio, there's other companies where you can buy their hormone kits, and it will show you, did your progesterone rise? So it will confirm. Some of y'all are too lazy to take your basal body temperature. I know you're too lazy to take it. That's fine. But if you don't want to take your basal body temperature, you're going to have to pay more money for one of those kits, and you're going to have to be peeing on the little stick every morning until they have seen a rise in your progesterone. And that's how you know for sure that you ovulated. So we know for sure that we ovulated, not because our LH rose, but because our LH rose followed by our progesterone rising afterwards. That's how you know you ovulated. You should not stop getting busy until you have seen the progesterone rise. Otherwise, if you only go based on the LH, if you happen to be one of them wonky bodies who got the hormones that doing all this, and I'm one of them. Sometimes my body's like, oh no, we're going to rise twice this month. It didn't mean that you ovulated twice. It just means you didn't ovulate the first rise. It means you have a hormonal imbalance, and it means that second rise was when you actually ovulated. 2,000 likes. Hey, hey, hey. So if you see an LH twice, people be like, I ovulated twice because my LH rose. Well, just because your LH rose, that doesn't mean you ovulate twice. Your progesterone has to rise as well. Okay? So I hope that helps you understand ovulation. Totally. Because yes, that is a great question. Alexandria says, is it common for stress to throw it off? Yes. Stress absolutely can throw it off. Being stressed out, being sick. But guess what can also throw it off? Small stuff like being on vacation. Vacation is usually the time where you're having fun. You might be turning up on the cruise or doing something. Bex, thank you for the donut. But listen, you could be on vacation, you could be visiting somebody out of town. Traveling can throw off your ovulation, even if it's not stressful travel. I've heard people say that before, but until I experienced it myself, I was like, oh, I was getting ready to go on a vacation, right? And I'm thinking, every time I go on a vacation, I'm always checking sheets and beds. And, I don't feel all the way comfortable all the time in a place until I've really, truly inspected sheets and done the bed bug test and all those things. Listen, I do all the tests. If I'm going somewhere, I don't care if it's a 5-star hotel, I'm checking the sheets. I'm lifting them up. I'm looking at the mattress covers because when I go on vacation, I need it to be better than my own house. If it's not better than my own house, then what are we doing? So anywho, even if you travel somewhere that's really nice, you're having a good time, you're hanging with family, you're hanging with friends, you're on your vacation, even if you're doing all those things, it's still a different and it's a change to your body. So when it happened to me, like for Thanksgiving, we went out of town, we were at a lake house, it was fun, it was nice. And I'm thinking, we're at home, I'm about to ovulate tomorrow, so I'm going to do it tonight before we leave, because when I'm at the vacation house, I don't know exactly what that's going to be like until I get there. So I'm thinking, okay, I did it at home the day before I'm due to ovulate, I'm good. And then I taken my basal body temperature while I'm there at the lake house for Thanksgiving, and I realized that my ovulation was delayed by 3 days. It was like my body was like, oh, you're not at home, we're not gonna ovulate here. My body was like, we're not ovulating over here. You ain't at home, girl, what you doing? We're not ovulating here, we're gonna wait. My little ovulation just took 3 more days and just and went back. And I was having a good time. My uncle cooked all the food. We didn't have to cook nothing. We didn't even have to pay for where we were going. Everything was totally taken care of. I was not stressed out. So I'm like, now why did my ovulation go back? Going back to all the basics I know. You know what? Any little thing that's different than your normal life could possibly delay your ovulation. So this is important to note, especially when you've been trying to conceive for several years. You've been trying, you're like, what the heck? I know my body. I usually ovulate on day 14. So you have to get out of your head that you always know exactly when you're going to ovulate. Because the truth is, it fluctuates. You might have a general time, but again, don't stop doing it until you definitely confirm that your progesterone has risen. Okay, so until your progesterone has risen, you got to make sure you wait for that before you be like, okay, I can take a little break now. I did it enough, or, you know, take a little break. Don't take your break until you see your progesterone rise. Okay. Any recommendation during ovulation besides tracking temps? Yes, those hormone tracking. So you can track your temperatures with a basal body temperature thing on your arm, the one that's temp drop. That one doesn't require you to wake up the same time every morning, and it doesn't matter if you move around at night. It is a little more expensive. With my coupon, it's like maybe $25 off. So you can go to the link in my bio to get one of those. It's like maybe $175. So you can grab that for sure, to take your basal body temperature. You just have to put it on your arm every night before you go to sleep, and then it'll have your temperature tracked for you in the morning. You sync it with your phone. Or for me, because I go to the bathroom for the night so much, that is the best option for me. Because also with the ones where you have to pee on the stick, for me, I go to the bathroom so much, by the time I wake up in the morning, I don't have a lot of first morning urine sometimes. And so when I take it, it may not always be accurate. So there's give and take with both. And they're more expensive to do the urine test than it is to just get the basal body thermometer. So if you can get the temp drop, I would just get a temp drop and just wear it every night and just sync it with your phone in the morning. That's the simplest way to know that your progesterone rose. I think I saw another question I missed. How can I join your program? You can go to the link in my bio, or you can go to fertilityfreak.com and then click on services. Services. How long does it usually take to get pregnant if everything is working right? If everything is working right and you have absolutely no diagnosis on either side, and you both and you're having sex at the right time every time, you should be pregnant within 8 to 12 months. You should definitely be pregnant within that amount of time. Every time, every cycle, you have a 20% chance of getting pregnant. That's if everything is right. There's a 20% chance if everything is right. So that means even if everything is right, there's an 80% chance that you're not going to get pregnant. So some people get confused. Just because you don't get pregnant the first time doesn't mean something's wrong. There was only a 20% chance anyway. And sometimes doctors don't explain that right. Even if everything's perfect, there's still only 20% chance. So really, if you try 5 or 6 times, you should be pregnant probably with more like 6 months. But just because a lot of people don't actually have sex at the right time, and that's why it may take 12 months. So I don't blindly recommend any supplements unless I have seen testing from you. The problem is that a lot of people take supplements that they see other people take instead of taking what their body needs. So then they start taking all this vitamin C when you don't even need vitamin C. Now you're throwing your hormones even more out of whack because you're trying to take vitamin C that somebody else told you to take. It's really not even that simple, to be honest. You need to take what your body needs. Good evening, Aisha. So make sure that you know what your body needs and take that. Some people think that there's supplements that are a secret trick to getting pregnant, but the reality is the trick is knowing what your body lacks and taking that. Know what your body lacks and take that supplement. Don't just take, my doctor said take CoQ10. And I know of some people who just swear up and down by CoQ10. I don't recommend that to any of my clients. Even if you have low egg count, I don't recommend that. There's some people who can't listen, it's some people who can't get out of their head the supplements that they've shown online, or the Geritol. Geritol has so many different vitamins. So you're taking vitamins that you need to have in your body. So look at the vitamins on the Geritol and see, do you need those vitamins? There's nothing about Geritol that makes it special except it's for vitamins. Mucinex, there's nothing special in there except if you don't have enough cervical mucus to make your sperm travel to the right place, it's not going to get there. But the real reason is, why don't you have any cervical mucus? So you got to what services did you need to do? It depends on what you want. It depends on what you want. Do you want to work with me one-on-one? Do you want to do a 2-hour call where I give you a plan on what you need to do to get pregnant? Do you want to work with me for 6 months where, it depends on what you're doing. So I would do the group coaching. That's what most people do. Group coaching. You work with me for 12 months. Most people who work with me and who follow the plan exactly get pregnant within the first 6 months. So yeah, if you do the work, my goal is for you to be pregnant in the first 6 months. Geritol, again, y'all with these supplements, are y'all listening? Are you listening? Y'all ain't listening. Y'all talking about Geritol. Y'all gonna have me cussing like the lady who be talking about blood types. Are y'all? Stop. Y'all not listening. You can't just throw Geritol at any situation. You can't just throw it. That's not how it works. Geritol is not going to change what is going on in your body if you haven't identified that what Geritol provides is what your body is lacking. You have to know what your body is lacking before you try to fix it. You got to know what is, listen, reproductive issues. Thank you, Bex. I'm glad you're learning. Aisha laughing, Bernetta laughing. Thank you for the follow, Joan Diction LLC. Your body's reproductive issues is a symptom of an underlying issue somewhere else in your body. They're not disconnected. So if there is a reproductive issue, there's something else underlying that you got to fix. Geritol will only work is if the thing that you need to fix is that the ingredients in Geritol are what you are deficient in. If you're not deficient in Geritol's ingredients, it is not going to change anything. If you're not deficient in this magic supplement that everybody's trying to tell you to start taking, it's not going to change anything. Then there's some of you who you just ain't been trying long enough. You ain't even been doing it at the right time. So it's not even that you have the issue. You just not doing it at the right time because you've been using LH strips. No, I left it on. I need some background noise. It was too quiet. Could I inbox you? Send me an email. hello@fertilityfreak.com. Sanai Banais. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss. How do you feel about taking baby aspirin after a miscarriage? What are the hopes that what are you looking to happen from that? What are you hoping that the baby aspirin is going to do? That's my question to you. What did you read? What did you hear? If you take baby aspirin after a miscarriage, then you will what? That's my question. While you're answering that question, I'm going to go grab my late night meal because I was terribly sick the last 2 days. I was at the hospital yesterday. I was at the hospital yesterday, and my oh my. hello@fertilityfreak.com. I spent 2 days unable to eat, and God saw me through that. Now that I can actually eat and the food is staying in me, I'm about to eat. Yes, aspirin is a blood thinner. Yes, it is. So you're hoping to bleed after the miscarriage? Oh, that's someone else who answered that. Studies show increased live births after miscarriage and increased uterine blood flow. I would not use aspirin to increase blood flow. So no, I would not recommend that. Me personally, if you want to do it, fine, but that's not what I would recommend. There's other ways you can increase the blood flow, but again, I would need to know more about you to be able to properly give you the right recommendations. So if you want my personal recommendations, and we'll spend 2 hours and I'll just talk to you, and you'll fill out a questionnaire, and I'll give you all the information that you need personally for your body, and all the thing you need to do, then book a pregnancy prep call with me. The link is in my bio, or you can go to fertilityfreak.com. Or right now we're enrolling for group coaching. So you can also enroll in group coaching until February 5th when the doors close. Let me go get my food. Feels so good to eat and not be worried about what my food is going to do next. I have some roast beef and mashed potatoes with some hemp seed on top for my fiber and bowels. I want Josh to do well. And I can and will do whatever it takes. Okay. So we learned about ovulation tonight. We learned that when we ovulate, it's not just based on a rise in what hormone. Let me ask y'all. Let me give y'all a quiz. Were y'all paying attention? What's the first hormone that rises when you are about to ovulate? Let's see. Are y'all paying attention? What's the first hormone that rises when you're about to ovulate? Drop it in the comments if you've been paying attention. Before ovulation, what rises? Before ovulation, what rises? Let me give you a hint. Progesterone, no. Estrogen, no. Sonia! She got it. Aisha, there she goes. Sonia got it. Aisha got it. Jacqueline got it. LH, that's right. LH rises before ovulation. What hormone rises to confirm that you actually ovulated? What hormone rises to confirm that you actually ovulated? Sonia was paying attention. Progesterone. Okay. Y'all doing good. Y'all a good class. Okay, class. The next question is, how many days in a cycle are there that you can actually get pregnant? How many days in a cycle are there that you can actually get pregnant? Renetta got it, 5. Simran, thank you for the follow. Alexandria got it, 5. Yes. Do you see ovulation happen mostly 24 hours after LH peak? 24 to 36 hours. However, you won't truly know until you get the progesterone rise. So we're usually going to just go with 24 approximately, because most people are checking once a day. Some people check their LH several times a day, but by the time it has risen, like, unless you check multiple times a day, then 24 hours, but it can be up to 36. Oh, Alexandria got the actual perfect definition, or less if you have an underlying condition. Very true. If your partner has less than optimal semen, or if you have a very acidic vaginal canal, that sperm might not last that full 5 days. So people thinking, oh, well, sperm lasts 5 days, so as long as I do it. No, ma'am. Everybody's sperm don't last 5 days. Everybody's sperm don't last 5 days. So whatever test that you use, because some tests are different when it comes to vaginal pH, go based on whatever test you're using says is the normal healthy range. Because based on the instructions, just go on the range based on that test. I'm going to see if I can pull up the email from the person who submitted a question. There's one on Amazon that's in my Amazon store. A vaginal pH test in my Amazon store. If you want to, it's linked in my bio if you want to grab that one. Okay, email. My email just logged me out. What the heck? I don't even know my password. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got your email. I'm gonna respond with the link to book a call with me. For the person who emailed me, I won't say your name, but I'll send you a link to book a call with me. You can use the link to book a call. That would be the best way. So for those who are, DMing me and stuff like that, you can DM me. But booking a call is going to get you the quickest resolution to what my recommendations are for you, because I need you to fill out a questionnaire. I need to talk to you. I need to fully understand your situation to give a proper recommendation. Tonight, I'm just giving basic education that I believe that everyone should know. It's unfortunate that we weren't taught these things, when we're in school and stuff. But I'm giving basic information that I feel like everyone should know. You're so welcome. And I feel like I'm being on repeat to say, rest in peace to those who lost their lives for another plane crash. Like, what in the world is happening in the United States of America? Like, what? I feel like a broken record that this has happened again. But I don't want to get on a political soapbox. I don't know what is happening in our world right now. Y'all be careful where you go. Stay prayed up. I read that it wasn't by coincidence that the two places that something happened were named after former presidents. And I watched an interview with a lady who said that when people who don't like this country want to do something to our country, and I'm saying those specific words because I don't want to be flagged for saying the T word. But when certain people, T words, don't like our country, they typically target things that have meaning behind it. So it's not shocking that two places that were in proximity to what happened have past presidents' names in it. So just be careful where you go. The whole idea of flying now is getting scarier. Like, you really got to pray it out. Like, God, do you want me to get on this airplane? Or should I stay my tail at home? And then it really grieved my heart that there was children on both of these flights. Even the small plane, there was a child on that flight. Two doctors, the child's mom on this flight. That breaks my heart. Whew, Jesus. Okay. So as you are working and praying for your miracle child, I want you to stay tuned in with God, listen to what he's saying, but I also want you to be equipped, because sometimes we're praying, oh God, I need to get pregnant. God, I want to get pregnant. God, I want to get pregnant. What is the hold up? What is happening? God, where's my baby? But there's some basic things we got to go back to, like square one, and make sure you know the signs that you're getting ready to ovulate. Two of the biggest signs are that it's slippery when you wipe, and that you feel a little more spicy, as Renetta said. That's one of the two of the biggest signs. Then you look for LH, rising to tell you, okay, it's almost time. You're getting ready to ovulate within the next 24 to 36 hours. And then you look for progesterone. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't send the email because I wanted to type you a proper email instead of just sending you a link, but I'll just send the link so you can have it. I just sent you the link. My bad. I wanted to type you out an official email, but I just sent you the link. um, um, then you're looking for progesterone to rise to confirm that your LH rising was right and that you're getting ready to ovulate. So we need to be looking at all three phases. Then once your progesterone has risen, you can say, yep, it's hot up there. Yeah. Once your progesterone has risen, then you can say, okay, my progesterone has risen. My fertile window is now closed. That's how you know this month I actually had sex, intercourse, did my IUI at the right time because all those things were in place. Now, in general, that's if there's no other issues going on. If there's other issues going on, if you have hormonal imbalance, in addition to that, you got to be checking on your stress. You got to be checking your sleep. You got to be checking your spirit, man. You got to be checking your emotional person to make sure that, you're not walking in unforgiveness. You got to be in alignment with God. Like, there's so many things you got to consider. And that's kind of like what I do on my pregnancy prep calls. I go through all the different areas of your life that you need to look at. Yes, you got to know exactly when to do it, but you also need to look at, here's all the other areas that affect my body. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything in those other areas that are making my body not be optimally ready for pregnancy. Twin Jones, thank you for the follow. Maddie Maxwell, thank you for the follow. My name is Michelle Tillman. I'm a faith-based fertility coach. I help couples who are struggling to get pregnant to unblock their fertility so they can start the family of their dreams. Tanya, thank you for the follow. So if you're trying to start your family, it's important that you have someone outside of yourself looking at your situation and saying, maybe you need to look at this, this, or this. Because when you're in it, when you're knee deep in it, it's like, I'm doing it at the right time. I'm doing it every month. I don't know what's going on. And I've done everything. I've looked at all the videos. I've taken the Geritol. I've taken the Mucinex. I don't know why I'm not pregnant. I've been trying. Everybody around me is getting pregnant. It's hard. And you feel like, but I've done everything, Michelle. I've already done everything, girl. I've done all the hacks. I lift my legs up in the air after I do it. I don't move for 30 minutes. Michelle, some of y'all don't even have a diagnosis. So you're like, I don't even have a diagnosis. Or maybe you had fibroids, but you had them removed. You had your HSG, your tubes are open. I've already done all that stuff, girl. But the truth is, out of my last 3 years where I've been coaching, and I've been coaching part-time, because y'all, I have a full-time job already, okay? I have a full-time job already. I will be doing this full-time eventually, but right now I do it part-time. Out of the last 3 years of me coaching women to get pregnant, I can tell you this. I have never met a woman, not one, who was already doing everything that I recommend them do to get pregnant. Not once. Not once.
Well, let's keep him a little bit longer than the examining vision. Let's keep it as long as you set the light as it should be as it goes. He doesn't describe glasses.
You know, they say if you chew your food 20 times, you increase your GLP-1 hormone. I'm trying to do everything I can to increase my GLP-1 hormone so I don't have to go take the shot. I was getting an IV yesterday, an IV for hydration, because I was so dehydrated after being sick. And I was in there hearing them talk about how much taking that shot costs. I did not know people was paying $500-$600 a month for the skinny shot. Did y'all know people was paying $500-$600 a month for the skinny shot? I did not know. I thought, maybe 200, maybe 100. So then I said, "Oh no, let me find out." So I started researching, and I did not understand that GLP-1 was not the name of the drugs per se. It's actually a hormone in your body that you can naturally increase by doing certain things. So, I'm a nerd. I'm a research nerd. I'm about to find out. So now I'm like, let me find all the things that I can be doing to increase my GLP hormone naturally. And boy, is it working. Like, I never eat this late at night. I'm only literally trying to make sure my body has something to work with because I literally I lost 7 pounds in one day because I lost so much fluid because I was so sick. I was like, oh my, when I got on the scale, and of course I'm sick, still getting on the scale because I'm on a weight loss journey. But I'm in the bathroom, like feeling like I'm near the end of my life. I tried to take a shower. I could barely even stand. I was about to pass out, and that's when I told my husband, I said, I gotta go to the hospital. I can't. I gotta go. Like, I feel like I feel like this is the end right here. And I got on the scale and I was like, I lost 7 pounds. Oh, I have got to go to the doctor right now. I cannot be out here this dehydrated. But it made me realize too that there are certain things that activate in your body that make your brain not want food. So when you find those things that make your brain not want food and not think about food all day, that's why that's why they lose all their weight, because the thing in their brain is telling them you don't need no food. And one of the things that I'm learning is to chew my food a little more slowly. I'm blame my mom because as a kid, my mom would finish her food so fast. Now my mom's 70 years old right now. She walks probably about 25 miles a week. She's like a size 8. Okay? She's like a size 8. She's 70 years old. Here I am, 40 years old, and double her size. And ask me how many miles a week that I walk. But I blame her for me eating fast. I love her. I blame her for eating fast because growing up, she would be done and me and my brother would still be eating. Hold on, I'm getting the puzzle piece, y'all. Hold on. And growing up, me and my brother would still be eating. And I'll be like, dang, am I eating slow? And she would always say, because I'm in the army. I was in the army. And in the army, we had to eat real fast. We had to eat real fast in the army. She was saying we had to eat real fast in the army. So, oh, thank you, Alexandra. That's such a nice thing of you to say. She says we had to eat real fast in the army. So I always ate fast. And so she would finish her food so fast. And so it made me feel like I got to finish my food fast. So now, since being maybe like in the fourth grade where I tried to eat fast like my mom, Because usually when you're a kid and you're eating dinner, you can, if you eat real fast, then you can go do something else before it's time for you to like go to bed. So the faster I would eat, then it would give me more time to do something before I had to go to bed. Like I could play more or I could get dessert or something like that. So I've been kind of like mentally trained since a fourth grade to eat fast, not knowing that eating fast, basically your brain don't have enough time to catch up to realize that you're full before you're actually full because you ate too fast. And then it doesn't properly absorb in your body. So to be honest, this is actually a hack for fertility as well, because if we're not properly absorbing the nutrients of our food because we just swallow them instead of chewing them, you may not even be properly absorbing the nutrients of the food that you're eating that's going to help you boost your fertility. So making me chewing all my food 25 times definitely causes me to slow down. Because if I wasn't on here right now, that plate would be demolished. And plus, it's mashed potatoes. Some is like easy to swallow. But I'm practicing. And so, if you have a little weight to lose and you want to make sure you're properly digesting all the nutrients in your food, slow down. Mashed potatoes don't even really require swallowing or chewing, if you will. They don't really require chewing, but I'm just trying to let my brain catch up. By the time I've done it 25 times, there ain't even nothing left because it's mashed potatoes. But anywho, I hope y'all have learned something great tonight. Um, Please, if you need additional assistance, book a call with me. Um, our group coaching is open until February 5th. And of course, you can join after February 5th. Um, it doesn't have the sale price while we're doing group coaching. You can join after, but the price just goes up. That's all. Renetta says, definitely learned a ton. Awesome. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm proud of myself because I have been going live every single Friday for the last 6 weeks. Last 6 weeks, I have been going live. I have been very consistent. So y'all make it easy. So make sure you turn your notifications on so that you don't miss it, because TikTok will not notify you. Go to my profile and click on notifications on my profile and click on every time I go live that it'll show up on your phone, because sometimes it will not show up unless you're already in the app. You said I got off my game and joined. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Renetta. Thank y'all again. Bex, Alexandria, Renetta, Aisha's been on. There was a few others who were on. I don't know. Let's see if I can see who's still on. User 518, Sonia, Be Inspired, Shantia, Queen K. Thank you all who have been tuned in. I'm happy to join every Friday. You can catch me here or on YouTube again, because we don't know whatever's going to happen with this app. So I'm just making sure I stay active on my YouTube as well. It might be 0 people watching me on YouTube, but eventually the YouTube algorithm is going to realize, oh, she goes live every Friday. Let me start pushing this out. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you have questions, please send me an email, hello@fertilityfreak.com. I do have a video right now that's going viral, and people from all around the world are DMing me. So DMing me is not the best option right now. It's a whole lot going on in my inbox. If you're serious, book a call with me or email me, because I'm trying to get through the DMs over here on TikTok. But the Africans are aggressive, okay? The African people are aggressive, and they asking me to give them the rates and their currency, and I'm like, child, I don't know how to do your currency and your rate, and Lord, trying to go back and forth with them, and they don't understand what I'm saying. Jesus, I'm happy for the virality and that the Lord is using videos that I make to bless and encourage people. But child, let me tell you, it's a lot of DMs, it's a lot of comments, and I'm trying my best to like every comment. I promise you I am. But if you really need me, please don't wait on me to respond to a comment on TikTok. If you go on Instagram, it's crickets over there, girl. Go on right on my Instagram, it's crickets over there. I'll be quick. But on TikTok, I ain't even went through the comments in like the last. Well, I've been sick, so, but I haven't went through the comments on TikTok in probably like 4 days, because it's just like, oh, so many, and most have a language barrier. So there's that part. And then a lot of questions. So again, if you actually have a question and you actually want to work with me, please email me hello@fertilityfreak.com versus a comment or even a DM on TikTok is probably going to be missed. DM me on Instagram or DM me on Instagram, and or just email me or just book a call. My website is fertilityfreak.com. Everything you need to know is there. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Have a great Friday night. I'm going to get on my treadmill and make sure my food digests, and then I'm getting in the bed. I might scroll TikTok just a little bit because I need to answer some of these. I'm going to try to acknowledge some of these comments. I might do that for a little while. But I ain't staying up till 1 o'clock like I did last night. I learned my lesson. I'm going to bed. Okay. All right. Love y'all. Renetta, have a great night. Everyone else, thank you for staying on, staying live. My name is Michelle Tillman. I'm a faith-based fertility coach. I help those who are struggling to get pregnant to unblock their fertility so they can have the family of their dreams. You could literally be next. So if you're trying to start your family and you're having any trouble, please book a pregnancy prep call with me. It's just $297. The link is in my bio, or you can book that call at fertilityfreak.com. We're currently enrolling for group coaching until February 5th. So if you're looking to get started in that capacity, most of my pregnancy success stories happen in group coaching. As a matter of fact, before I go, I don't know how I forgot this. Before I go, thank you, Morby, for the rose. Before I go, can I just might have possibly got a little positive pregnancy test texted to me today. I got 2 positive pregnancy tests from my clients this week. 2. Both women in their 40s. With fibroids, high blood pressure, low sperm count, miscarriages. One had like 4 miscarriages. One never been pregnant a day in her life at 42 years old. Pregnant at the grand age of 42 for the first time. So I got 2 positive pregnancy tests this week. Low egg count with low, God is so good. Yes, Renetta, come on, big Jesus. So if you have any issues going on in your body, let me tell you, God has the final say. With the proper preparation and accountability, it can happen. And let me tell you, the first woman, she said, I've been looking at your stuff for a year, but I never invested in help. I just bought your book because it was $7, but I didn't buy anything else from you. And she said, and I struggled a whole year. I should have just enrolled with you a year ago. I said, you sure should have. 2 months after she enrolled, no, not even 2 months, because she joined in December and she's pregnant now. The other is a total opposite story. She's been working with me for like a year and a half. Now, the difference between her is that most people, if they've been doing the work for more than 6 months and they're not pregnant, they just be like, her stuff don't work. I give up. She never gave up. She kept coming to all the calls. She kept asking for help. She kept asking questions, asking clarity. She took me to lunch. She treated me to lunch. She sold into my life. And even though it took longer than we expected, it's still here. So one person peeping in from the outside for a whole year finally pulled the plug and invested to work with me, and then she's pregnant 2 months later. The other person, she did invest with me a year ago, could have gave up. Other people done came and went. Let's be real here. There's people who invest to work with me and they don't do nothing that I tell them to do, and then they go MIA. Thank you for the donation, but I didn't start this business to get donations. I started this business to help women get pregnant. Thank you for the donation, but I would rather you send me your positive pregnancy test. I would rather see that you're holding your baby in your arms. That's what I want to see. So whether you be the one who, as soon as you pull the trigger, you get pregnant 2 months later, or you be the one who you went steady for a whole year and then you finally get pregnant. But listen, but if you ain't been pregnant your whole life and you've been trying to get pregnant for 7-8 years, and then a year after you meet your fertility coach, then you get pregnant, you still gonna be like, when you had to face all your coworkers done had babies 1, 2, and 3. One of her coworkers is on her 3rd child since she started working there. Imagine seeing a coworker have 3 whole children and you're still waiting on your first. Your coworker done been on maternity leave 3 times. You done been to 3 baby showers. That's tough. That's tough. But to have the determination to say, listen, Michelle, I know that I got a lot going on, but I'm not giving up. I'm talking about she still came on the calls. She did all the challenges. A year and a half later, after trying for 8 years and nothing happened. 42 years old. So I was about to log off, but I just want to share those two testimonies. Two women in their 40s both sent me their positive pregnancy test this week. Two women who invested to work with me in a group coaching capacity. Now, I'm not saying everyone has to, but I will just say that most of my clients who get pregnant are from group coaching. There's a few who like they got on one call with me and they got pregnant. And then some of them, they just read my book and then they got pregnant. Some of them, I just prayed a prayer and then they come back later and be like, yeah, I got pregnant. But at the end of the day, you gotta be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, I did all I could. This is my thing. I don't ever want to look back at any goal that I had in my life and not be able to say I did all that I could. I don't want you to look back and say, well, what if I would have did that one thing? What if that girl on TikTok? What if I would have what if in 2025 I would have like invested in a coach? Would that have changed things? And whether it be me or somebody else, just in general, I'm not talking about this just for me. I'm just talking about in general. Give, but don't forgive, but don't forget. Oh, thank you for the follow, girl. But ooh, that name, Obadia Shandere Sia Kandere Shia Dororo Ebe Sendere Shiandere Sia. Forgive, but don't forget. Girl. Hear this. Hear me in the spirit. Change that name. Change that name. And not just change that name, change that mindset. Change that mindset that, ooh, I know that you can't, no one expects you to forget, but the mindset behind that will get you in a chokehold and a stronghold that blocks your body. That ovulation that's not happening. The ovulation that's not happening will be unlocked with forgiveness. In the name of Jesus. Father, right now, in the name of Jesus, as she chooses to forgive, as she makes a list with every name, and if it helps, write down what you are forgiving them for. Every name, everything they did, how it made you feel. Write it down. Tear it up. Burn it. And release it. And then here's the next step. This is the part that people don't like. If they're still alive, then I need you to send them a gift afterwards. Send them a gift. Here's a gift card. You were on my mind. Hope all is well. That is your homework assignment. And let me tell you, I had clients. Ooh, and you said you've been trying for 4 years too. I literally have a client, only 30 years old, was trying to get pregnant from the age of 26 to 30. Never got pregnant. She had no diagnosis. There was no reason why she shouldn't get pregnant. Her husband's baby mama was trifling as ever. She chose to forgive that trifling baby mama anyway. Sent her a Bath and Body Works gift card inside of a greeting card. Wrote her a letter and said, "Thank you for letting me be a part of your daughter's life. And if there's anything I ever said to you that made you uncomfortable, I'm so sorry. You were on my mind. Enjoy." And sent her a $50 Bath and Body Works gift card. Do you know that she was pregnant 30 days after that? 30 days later, to a tacky, tactless baby mama who, in every way, was disrespectful, but she sent her the card anyway. The baby mama reached out to her like, "Yeah, see, that's what you should do. I knew. So now you know you was wrong." The baby mama tried to clap back after she sent her the gift card. She said, "I'm going to let her have it. I'm not even going, I'm going to let her have it." Baby mama tried to clap back, but she got pregnant 30 days later. Her baby's now 1 year old. This is the kind of work that we do in group coaching. Because a lot of times, especially if you have unexplained infertility, there's something. When somebody gets pregnant 30 days after working with me, it's only usually a few reasons. Unforgiveness, or you really just had no clue what you was doing. Or God was just calling you to get in alignment and like lock in with me. Because I'm telling you, the lady who sent me the pregnancy test this week, she's like the fourth or fifth person who within the first 2 months of working with me, they got pregnant after years of not getting pregnant. How is that happening? Healing ain't in me. Healing comes from Jesus. Healing comes from God. It don't come from me. It's three reasons. Either you was dealing with unforgiveness, God was calling you to work with me, and you was just being scared and being weird when you should have just pushed the buttons and buy the course, join the course, whatever. Or you just really didn't know what you was doing. And so I share that story with, I forgot the name already. Forgive but don't forget. I show you that because when I saw your name, I didn't realize what I was saying until I was saying it out loud. So change that name. Everything I just told you to do. Write that list out. What did they do to make you mad? Tear it up, burn it in a safe place. Send them a gift card. I don't know how many people gonna be on the list, but I hope you got about hope you can do $50 a person, $20. Don't hear. I'm not trying to be funny. And I know everybody's finances are different. But y'all don't send nobody no $5 gift card. Don't send nobody no $10 gift card unless it's to the Dollar Tree. Because what they gonna do with $5? What am I gonna do with $5? You can't even get a whole meal at McDonald's with $5. Sending somebody a $5 gift card is plain in their face. You gotta send something that they're gonna be like, "Wait a minute, I thought she didn't like me. Why she sending me this? Why she sending me this?" Do you know how you confuse the enemy real quick? Now, why in the world would she send a $50 gift card to that girl that she don't like? Wait a doggone minute. I thought she didn't like her. And when that person sees that you sent them something significant, when you make it $50, they're going to be like, You could send them $50 grocery gift card. Groceries are high nowadays. We supposed to be boycotting Walmart. Walmart was my go-to. I went shopping at Food Line today and I didn't even hardly get nothing and it was $86. I'm like, send me back to Walmart. What is happening right now? Why is my bill $86? But when you send them something significant, you confuse the enemy. She ain't working out of emotion anymore. She not working out of her flesh. He can't hold nothing over your head no more. The enemy can't hold nothing over your head no more when you bless those who curse you. Bless those who you know talk about you. Bless those who did you wrong. Because the enemy can tie us up with offense. But when you release that, he don't got nothing over your head. You can't hold that over me. And I know some people have done some things so disgusting. I know some people have betrayed us in a way that some of y'all have been betrayed by people in a way that they should actually be in jail. So hear me in this aspect. If they have done something to you to put you in physical danger, please don't do anything that alerts them to where you are, and don't re-trigger somebody by doing something, reaching out to somebody who like that you need to not, that your safety is at risk. So don't do that. But if that's not the issue and the person is still living, send them something significant. So I pray right now in the name of Jesus that these words don't fall on deaf ears. I thank you, God, for the timing. I thank you, God, for everything that we spoke today. I pray for every womb of every person who's on this live. I pray right now, God, that you will bless the womb of Alexandria, Father. I thank you that you will bless the womb of More B, of Sonia Banis, of Be Inspired, of Bougie Therapist, of Shanita Janae, of Forgive But Don't Forgive and Forget. I'm going to just change that. Forgive and Forget. Change the womb of Love Sunshine, of Nunu, of Joy Tina, of Sonny, of Renetta, in the name of Jesus, Father. I pray right now, God, that every person who is listening, who is waiting on the Lord to open their womb, Father, that you will do a new thing, that everything will function properly the way that you intended it to, in the name of Jesus, from the top of their heads to the sole of their feet, everything functioning and in order, God. We thank you, Father, right now that you are doing this year, and that you will be a lamp unto their feet and a light unto their path, and you will guide them directly the places that you would have them to go, directly to meet the people that they should meet, into the doctor's offices that they should be in. If they have a doctor who's not the one that's supposed to deliver their baby, go ahead and help them find a new doctor right now in the name of Jesus. If they're in friendships with people who are haters, who don't want to see them pregnant, who keep telling them, girl, you too old, you should give up. If they're friends with people like that, if they got family members who telling them that they need to just think about something else, maybe they should adopt, whoever's in their circle that's an underlying hater who's just talking about you and your little pregnancy stuff. If you have anybody in your circle right now, God, I pray that you would reveal it to them so that they can make decisions to cut off who they should cut off, to draw into who they should draw into, to invest in what they need to invest in, to make the daily changes and the habits that they need to change, to get discipline in their daily lives in a way that shows, God, that I am ready and I am open to receive the gift of motherhood that you have promised me, the baby that I have seen in my dreams, the baby that I've had visions about, the room that has the crib that's waiting for me to bring the baby home, the car seat that I have, the baby clothes that I have, the diapers that that I have, the wipes that I have, the little outfits that I have, the little baby shoes that I have, everything, God, that I have that shows that these are my faith purchases. Father, I thank you that every woman who is represented on this call will see the fruit of the womb, and it will be so, and it can be no other way. Thank you, Bougie Therapist, for the roses. It can be so, it is so, and it can be no other way. It is so, and it could be no other way. More B, thank you for the roses. It is so, and it could be no other way. This is my year. I need you to begin saying it out of your mouth. Thank you, Bougie, for the roses. This is my year. I will get pregnant. This is my year. I will get pregnant this year. I am pregnant. I am a mother. I am pregnant. I am a mother. I am pregnant. I am a mother. This is my child. Her name is, his name is, this is my year. I will get pregnant. I am pregnant. I am a mother. This is my baby. Her name is, this is my son. Her name is, his name is, I am pregnant. I am pregnant. I am pregnant. Start looking at your stomach from the side. That might be a food baby right now. But oh my. And just the snap of your fingers, it could be more than a food baby. It could be more than a double cheeseburger. It could be your baby. This is my year. I am pregnant. I am pregnant. I mean, look at your stomach. Look at yourself in the mirror and just hold your stomach, hold your womb, and just smile. I am pregnant. I'm pregnant. I am pregnant. I'm pregnant. I am pregnant. Start practicing. Like, I'm saying it right now for y'all, but I'm literally smiling, just looking at myself, just, I am pregnant. Begin to just speak over yourself. Thank you for the follow, Bougie Therapist. This is my year. I am pregnant. The person who said they want triplets, oh my gosh, it's triplets. I mean, when you start physically saying stuff out of your mouth, I know y'all think it's weird. Me and my husband talked to our kids before they was born. We used to pretend we was putting them in the, I have an old video. I'm gonna see if I can find it and repost it. I have an old video where I showed how me and my husband would be pretending like we're holding invisible kids and putting them in the back seat of the car. I'd be like, all right, when we come back from the grocery store, we would act like there was a kid in the grocery cart, and then I would pass him the baby, and he would put the baby in the back seat. Invisible babies. We did this. You gotta have somebody with you who is willing to be weird with you, who's willing to have crazy faith with you. Can you literally go to your car and pretend like you, what's it gonna be like? Okay, come on, come on, baby, get in the seat. I know you wanted that toy in the store, but get in the seat. Rub your belly, sing your song, get your faith purchases, make set the nursery up, start your baby list, your baby registry. Look at venues where you're gonna have your baby shower. What are your colors? Who you gonna hire to do the balloons? Who you gonna hire to do the cake? Begin to imagine these things. Envision your miracle. Decree it and declare it. Okay, I'm going to sleep for real. Okay, no, I'm lying. I'm not going to sleep. I'm getting off live. I'm going to go respond to some TikTok comments, and then I'm going to sleep. Let me turn it off over here on YouTube. My cheeks literally hurt from